What's going on, arcade nerds? When I was a kid, I used to collect these cards. They were called All-Stars Baseball, or Monster Baseball cards. They used to be these little cards, very much like Garbage Pail Kids, but they were monsters playing baseball. And, I don't have any on hand, but here's like a deck of cards, okay? And when I would get these cards, I would pay, I think it was $1 or something, for a little pack of like just a little bit of cards, And I would get this card, or I would get that card, and it would show me which cards I'm missing. And so I used to, collect them, and finally at some point I used to have an entire set of Monster Baseball cards. And, for me, arcade collecting has been very similar to that. Not that I have an entire set of anything, but for example, when I first started collecting arcade machines, I didn't care what I got. I was like, wow, I can own an arcade machine, and I really enjoyed working on them. So I was like, I'll take that, whatever it is, I don't care, I'll take this, I don't care, I'll take this. And I got to the point where I lived in a 1,300 square foot trailer, and the entire trailer was completely filled with games, so you couldn't even get to the back of the trailer. And all I had, I tore down walls in my trailer. It was an 80-foot long trailer. I tore down all the walls, and all we had was a kitchen, bathroom, and a bedroom. Before the kids. And I had so many games, I just couldn't stop buying them. Every time I seen a game, wow, 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 a game. And I kept getting all these games. I didn't care what they were. Whatever it is, I'm getting that game. And as time progressed, I thought, well, there's a really cool one. That's a rare one, but they want a lot of money for it. So I'd trade in 3 games. I'd sell them. And then I'd have enough money to get that one cool game that everybody wants, or that I wanted. You know what I mean? And as time would go by, I would trade in a few games here, buy another cool one. And after, well, let's say 17 years or so, I traded a whole bunch of things in, at the end. Let's just get rid of this. Believe it or not, I've owned well over 1,000 games in my life. And I'd have just a few, the cool ones that I really, really like. And, and this hobby is a wonderful hobby, because this hobby, if you know how to fix things, the hobby pays me. It's amazing. It's wonderful. As long as you can fix things, and, if you're willing to flip something, and this hobby pays you. And so it's the greatest hobby. It really is, in my opinion. And, life would get in the way sometimes. As a matter of fact, there was a time when I sold almost every machine I owned, because I got laid off for a while, and I went down to 0. I mean, just about, and so I had to start the process over again. And when I had 0 games, I was, but the second time around, I was a little more picky. Well, I already had a bunch of asteroids, so let's just get this one asteroid, and never no more, or this, or that, and I come to realize that my favorite game was Space Fury, and I never owned a Space Fury until just recently, a few years back. And I always thought, man, I really, really wish I could have Space Fury, but the only one I found was like $900. This was years ago. Now Space Fury is like $2-3 grand, and I thought, man, if I can get my hands on a Space Fury. And after I finally got a Space Fury, and before and after, I realized, hey, at this point, today, I have a complete set of Sega Vectors. Like, wow, that's done. That's never gonna leave my house. And over the years, I got a complete set of Atari Vectors, minus prototypes. And I was like, wow, this is great. There still is that possibility. Maybe someday in the future, I might have to sell it all. Who knows? I hope not. because I really do love these games. I'm an arcade hoarder. I'm attached to these physical things. But my point is, there was a time where I thought I will never, ever, ever be able to afford a Space Fury. You know what I mean? And as time goes by, I was able to fix a bunch of things and trade in my cards and get that Space Fury. And as time went by, I was able to fix things, trade in my cards, and at one time I bought a Dragon's Lair. I would never go out and pay big money for a Dragon's Lair, but it's almost as if I didn't really pay it if I made money work doing this hobby. Does that make sense? And, you know, it's finally today I picked up my ultimate holy grail. You know, it's big for me. You know, I almost shed a tear when I picked this machine up today. And you know, it's one of those games, and it's happened several times over my collecting years, that, well, I'm never going to get that one piece. I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to afford it, or I'm never going to find it. If I even find it, will I be able to afford it at that moment? Probably not, you know. But luckily I traded in my Mad Planets. I sold my Mad Planets, and I was able to get that, and I sold something else, and I was able to pick up a Vector Beam Warrior. So let me show you my new favorite prized possession. And let's see if we can fix it in this video. Well, here it is. Vector Beam Warrior. This is definitely one of those games I thought I was never going to own. Always wanted one. But over the years of buying games and fixing them and so on, even a poor guy like me could buy a Vector Beam Warrior. This Warrior has some bumps and bruises. For example, somebody tried to glue it on with like wood glue and so on. So this is what I want your opinion on this, guys. Should I fix this up with Repro Art, or, and you know, this, if you can see that the lamination's coming off in the front. Should I fix this up with Repro Art? Now the whole sticker, the vinyl has been ripped off, and somebody spray painted it white. I don't know if that's going to show in the camera or not. Same thing with right here. Should I fix this up with Repro Art? Here's a crack right here. Looked like someone tried to sand it on the inside, God. On the inside, and then they glued it. Should I fix this with Repro Art? Or should I just let it be as is and just say, well, it's a Survivor, all original? I don't know. It's just, this is absolutely beautiful to me. But yes, I have wanted this for so long. Finally got one. And I know, as long as this is in my possession, this will be a running machine, and it will not receive any more damage. Not from me, at least. Hopefully, as long as I don't ever go super broke, I'll own this machine until the day I die. Life does come and go with different ideas than your own, though. But I believe this will be with me till the day I die. I've wanted this machine for so long. Let me get, I had a Phillips. I want to open it up. Let's open it up. All right, first off, let me tell you the story that I was told when I bought this machine. Oh, by the way, I need to give credit to Ed Beeler. Ed Beeler has an amazing arcade filled with super rare machines. It's one of the best arcades in the world. I'm considering Galloping Ghost and things like that. This is one of the best arcades in the world that this came from. It's actually a museum. But I'm going to put some text here, or I'm going to put a link in the description so you can check out Ed Beeler's arcade in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. Amazing arcade. Anyways, I bought this from Ed. So let me find a Phillips screwdriver, and let's take it apart and let's see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, let's take off this back door. I know it sounds corny, but I'm just so honored to have this game. Now, these cones right here, believe it or not, these are the holes that you will see in the image. See, this is an image that's reflected by a mirror, and there's black lights to kind of give it a depth. I hate when people put tape on this kind of stuff. Please don't rip. Ugh. Might have to heat it up and peel it a little bit. But, okay, let me tell you this story on this. Right here is the monitor, of course. But I was told that this lost sound. The sound quit working, and then all of a sudden the game died. So we have two issues. One issue is the sound is dead, and the other issue is now there's no picture. So hopefully we can get this going tonight. And also he did mention that he added a switcher, or someone added a switcher at some point in its life. For example, you see that transistor? That transistor is missing, and they wired in a switcher. Now, that's not how I would have done it, but hey, if it works, it works, you know. Especially on such a rare game. I might have left this one original, but okay. Oh, by the way, this is a vector beam monitor. Did you know there's a difference between vector beam monitors and cinematronic monitors? Well, there is. The plugs are not compatible with each other. Now, the monitors themselves are compatible with each other, but the plug, the power plug and whatever, that's not compatible. So I have to fix this monitor. I can't just swap out for a Star Castle or something like that. Besides, I want this to be all original inside. But anyway, so I might have a monitor problem. I have Kelly. She's going to plug it in right now. Plug it in. Okay, I'm going to pull the interlock. We have neck glow, and I hear chatter. Can you hear that? Can you hear the chatter? And just by the sound of that chatter, I can tell that's both axes. X and Y, I can tell just by the sound. So that's great. We have nothing there. No picture. But we do have chatter. So, since we have chatter, that is a relief, because monitors, no big deal. Well, so what? I can fix monitors. But the CCPU board down here can be a pain in the ass to fix. So, this suggests to me that the CCPU board, Cinematronics CPU board, is probably good, which is awesome. So, I guess first things first, let's pull out this monitor and see if we can... Oh, hold on. Let me mess with the brightness. By the way, right down here is your brightness. I'm going to... That's all the way up. Nothing. Okay, so I have a feeling we have something to do with the X, or something to do with high voltage. X, I mean the Z amp. So we'll see. Maybe it could possibly be a 7406. Could possibly be LF1331. Could possibly be caps and high voltage. Could be a bad flyback. Who knows? Could be bad regulators, because this specific model has two 18-volt regulators that run the high voltage. I don't know. Let's pull it out and let's just do some simple testing and see if we can get that monitor to fire up. Well, here we go. Now this has some similarities to later model monitors, but it's not the same. For example, this solder mask is completely different. Completely different. And look at this plug. This is the plug I was referring to that's different. And this is even different compared to other vector beam monitors. There are vector beam monitors that have the larger plug. Interesting. I have personally, and I've worked on quite a few Cinematronics monitors, I have never seen this specific solder mask. Very interesting. Now this says 78, and you know, I have geez, I've worked on games this old before. I'd never seen this specific solder mask. Everything, the parts are a little mixed around on this one. Very interesting. Now, it's been a while, but up here we have, where am I at in the camera? Up here we have a positive and negative 15-volt regulator. Now, I did hear deflection, so these may be good, but I'm going to replace them. Why am I just going to go up and replace it? Why would I just replace something without even testing it and so on? I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to replace all of these regulators with an upgraded version. You see, I'm going to see, these regulators from the factory can handle 1 amp. Okay, and there's a regulator here, there's a regulator over there, and a regulator here. Anyways, that point the same one twice. Anyways, the original regulators are designed for 1 amp. For example, 7805A. Well, I'm going to replace them with ones rated for 2 amps. For example, 7805C. So I'm going to go ahead and replace all the regulators just for shits and giggles, just for the idea that we are upgrading. Because these monitors do eat regulators, and why not put a better version in? The newer ones can handle more heat too. So what we're going to start with is a simple cap kit. I'm going to go through all these caps just like this. There's a couple way up here. We're going to replace all these caps, put some new caps. As of now, I'm not going to worry about this cap and this cap because these deal with deflection. If we have a deflection problem coming up after we have a high voltage coming up, you know, maybe I'll worry about that. But I suspect, without even pulling out a meter, without even testing anything, I suspect we have a problem with the high voltage. And I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cap kit. And if we don't have caps, then I'll dive into other things. For example, if we have it all capped, and if we have high voltage, but we still do not have the beam turning on, I might center my attention to that 7406. 7406 is a hex inverter that inverts the signal so it can drive these other transistors. So anyways, long story short, let's give this thing a little cap kit. Okay, so it's been recapped. Now I was going to leave some of these caps alone, but after pulling them out, every single, or damn near every single cap that I pulled showed signs of leaking. So I figured, you know what, let's just recap everything. So I did. I did put some radials in place of axials, but that's just what I had, you know what I mean? And I had to substitute a bunch of values. For example, this called for a 50 microfarad, and I put a 47 microfarad in its place. This called for a 2 microfarad, I put a 2.2 microfarad in its place. And the reason why I substituted these is because these are old values that either don't exist in new capacitors or are very hard to find. So I replaced them with common capacitors. And don't worry, we're still within the plus or minus 10%, so we're good. Yeah, so I also replaced both of the voltage regulators, 7818 and 7918. And yeah, so let me show you all the here's all the parts that I took off. As you can see, I mean, a lot of them had a lot of signs of leaking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the anode again, of course, but I'm going to leave these the Faraday cage off right now, and I'm going to plug this back in and just see if, just for shits and giggles, see if we have some life, see if it turns back on again. If it does, maybe I'm done. Who knows? You know, we'll see. So let's put it back in the machine and see what happens. Okay, monitor's back in again. Kelly plugged it in. Kelly is 100% positive that cable's on the right way?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, plug it in.
Alright. Interlock on?
Yep, interlock's on.
Okay.
I still hear chatter. Oh! Oh God. There it is.
It's a working one.
Oh wow, that is bright too.
Yeah, it is.
Picture is too small. Okay, this one I'm gonna do. The picture is too small, so oh my God, that's beautiful. Hold on. There are size pots, and we're gonna adjust them. I suspect that maybe there was a failing capacitor way back when, and someone likely adjusted these pots to compensate for the lower high voltage, if that makes sense. So someone may have tweaked it because the picture was too big, likely, because the high voltage was too low. Does that make sense? So let's go ahead and do that. You got a little tiny screwdriver? Here, Kelly, you do it. Do you need a light?
Yeah, we should phone her.
Okay. Oh my God.
Can't find your phone.
It's not cleaning up. Oh, this has got to be close. I don't know. It's not coining up either. Oh, yes, it is. It's coined up right now. I'm controlling my guy.
Right?
Yeah. We're going to have to... Oh, I got to put this in test mode. There should be some sort of test mode that when you adjust the monitor, Kelly, it will allow me to line squares or something up to these holes.
Okay.
So hold on. Let me look up how to get in test mode. It's probably pin 6 or dip switch 6. A lot of these Cinetronics were...
Alright.
All right, okay. Let me get the schematics out. Okay, so now Kelly flipped the dip switch for alignment. And it's hard for me to see. You know, okay, go ahead and start lining it up, Kelly. Try to make it bigger. Go the other way. The other way. Keep going. Go up. Go. Go. Back up a little bit. Okay. Now adjust the other one.
Okay.
Nothing. Oh, back. Keep going. Stop. Don't use that one. That's line length.
Okay.
I want you to use the other. There should be another pot.
Yep. There's 4 of them back here. I'm just not sure which one's do what yet. This one.
Yep, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Stop. A little bit more, a little bit bigger. Stop.
Okay.
Now I need you to adjust the rings in the back of the yoke. It would be your clockwise. Start moving rings clockwise. You're a little better. Keep going a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. More. A little bit more. That's about as close as we can assume, I think. Yeah. Okay, I think the way it is, I see. This hole, this section of the square needs to line up with the hole. This section of this square needs to line up with this hole, which they are now. And then this, it needs to line up with that. This needs to line up with that. Now, we're probably not going to ever get it perfect, but this is the most important part, because you know you can't, on the playfield, you can't fall in these holes. That's how the game is. So, okay, shut it off, and let's flip it back to game mode. Okay, you ready? Okay, yeah, they're both of the guys are starting where I think they should start. See, there's the holes. You can kind of see the holes. I want to see if the guy falls down the hole. Right. It looks a lot better now, Kelly.
Does it?
The guys are bigger.
Yeah, I can't
It just
tell
looks
from back
better.
here.
Yeah, okay, the guy fell. The guy fell right where he... Hold on. Let me turn the light off. There, now we can see what's going on. Oh, that's so badass. Oh, man. Let me try to look around so you can kind of see the artwork in here.
That artwork is
How
sitting
cool
down.
is that? We gotta clean the mirror and all that stuff, too.
Yeah, we'll just take the monitor back out and clean it because it was pretty rusty.
Oh, man.
We gotta get the sound working.
Okay, yeah, oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, let's get the sound working first. Yes, you know, Kelly, over here, I'm going to show up in the top. This is what you're actually looking at. You're looking at a reflection of this paper. This blacklight reactive paper with ink on it, you know. And there it is through the mirror. So I have, Kelly brought up something, and this is, I have a stern rule. Never clean a game, ever, until it's 100% working. So... we have one more thing left to do. Kelly, shut it off and pull out that soundboard. I want to hear some damn sound. This has some cool ass sounds too. It's like Star Wars sound. It's like boom. Okay, so let's pull out the soundboard. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so we have the soundboard out. Now there is two common things that fail on Cinematronic soundboards. Okay. Number one, in my opinion, well, let's say three. There's many things that fail on Cinematronics boards, okay? Let me point out some basic ones in case any of you guys are watching. Maybe you could, you know, figure something out on your own. Now, commonly this transistor and or this transistor will fail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them out of circuit and I'm going to test both of these, okay? Commonly this 15 volt regulator or this negative 15 volt regulator will fail. So I'm going to pull these out and I'm going to test these in the circuit. Well, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see if, Kelly, you think I could fit behind the machine with this still plugged in?
I think so.
Okay, so I'm going to test this in circuit and we'll see if we're really getting 15 volts out. See, if this fails, we could have nothing coming out of these regulators, or we could have like a full 22 volts coming out or something like that. And just for shits and giggles, we're going to replace these two electrolytics with new. And okay, now let me talk about some other things that could fail on this. Very good possibility that any of these op amps could fail. There's op amps all over these. Usually they're 74LS or TLO 871s or something like that. Let's see if we can read one. There's a 555. It's a timer. Another 555. Geez, are they all 555s? What's going on? TLO, is that say 81? My hand is shaky. I say 91? Anyways, if it's an 81, I can replace it with a 71 or something like that. But I got all these op amps already, so. Alright, let me get behind the machine. I'm going to test these regulators, see what happens. And if the regulators are good, I'm going to leave them alone. And then I'm going to pull these transistors out and test them. Okay, I just noticed something kind of funny. So far, Kelly's been the only one back here working on stuff. But I see this plug doesn't go anywhere. And I do know that sometimes the Cinematronics games, the volume pot is on board, and then sometimes the volume pot is behind the coin door. And I see this is not connected. I wonder if that goes to a volume pot. I'm going to have to check that out in a minute. And, you know, I see it's unplugged. It's possible that this goes to nothing, or it's possible this should be going to the volume plug. So why would someone disconnect that? Because often when these go bad, a sound will be stuck on, burp, or something like that. So I wonder if someone unplugged it at one point just to shut it up, you know? So I don't know. Here, I don't know whether you can see my meter or not. Screw it. I'll let you know if it's good or not. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And let me find a good ground. You know, I'm just going to touch the monitor chassis. Okay. And we have... Jeez, I can't see. Can't see my own meter. Okay. So I'm going to touch the monitor chassis. We're going to read this side. Nothing. Okay, there's 26 volts. and there's 15 out. Okay, so we're going to go over here. 27 volts. Center should be ground, and then 15 out. Okay, so we know both our regulators are good. Okay, let's look around and I think this is probably going to go to a pot. I'll put money on it. We just got to look and see what's not plugged in. Okay, I drew a little picture right here of the board and which locations the transistors are going to go to, just so I don't mix up my NPN and PNP transistors. But okay, so I'm going to get my little meter here, and let's test these guys and see what we get. Okay, I'm going to go from here to here, here to here. Okay, good. I'm going to test the other junction. Good. Okay, so that's a good transistor. So likely we probably could have heard some sort of sound out of this. Good. Good. So both of these transistors are indeed good. Huh. Well, that's good. If I don't have these to replacement, I would have substituted them with the 16 and 92 from like a vector monitor. That would have been a good suitable replacement. So anyways, I don't need to replace them. They're good. Also, I'm pretty confident that the volume pot is here and not in the coin door. There's no additional wires. I'm not sure why that plug on the harness even exists. As a matter of fact, I wonder. Let's just look over. Let's actually test the speaker. See what's going on, and let's look over the harness. And I'm going to reassemble this. Who knows? Maybe the damn speaker went bad. I don't know. Do you? All right. Let's check it out. Okay, let me tell you what we just did, and let me show you how to do it at home. What I did is I followed the wires on the harness to the soundboard Molex plug. Okay, and Kelly got a couple alligator clips and kind of touched the pins in the Molex, and I got a battery and touched the other sides to see if we can make the speaker click. Well, we got nothing. But anyways, so if you want to do this at home, it's really super simple. Just get a battery, and 9 volt is the best, but this will work, and just touch it. You hear the click coming from the speaker? Well, when we did that on our when we did that on our Warrior, we got no click. So I guess I'm going to go in there. It's possible maybe there's a break in the harness somewhere, or it's possible that there's these little wires inside. You see those little thin wires? Sometimes they bend back and forth so much they break. Sometimes it'll break inside the epoxy. I really want to keep the original speaker, but if not, I will use this Asteroid speaker. But hopefully it's just a break in the harness, we can track it down. But we might be replacing the speaker. Well, check this out. I got a look through the back of the cabinet, and the surround, the ring that goes around the speaker, is rotten completely out. So I'm going to change the speaker anyways, because it's going to sound like crap unless I do. Which sucks. I wish I had the original speaker, but whatever, man. Let's make it right. Let's make it sound good. Let's pull the speaker out. Okay, got it out. Do you see one issue? It has pop rivets, and I don't have rivets for my rivet gun, so I might find a small carriage bolt and put that in instead. And one of these days, put it on the list. I gotta get rivets because I want it riveted. But good news, I just happen to have this speaker, and check it out. It's the same damn size. I think that's a 10-inch, 8-inch. Awesome. So, moment of truth. Okay, I'm just gonna. By the way, look at the surround. Look at that. That's shot. But okay, we have a bad speaker, folks. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so looks like I'm going to have to drill out these rivets in order to change the speaker. Ah, damn rivet's spinning. I hate when that happens. That rivet's spinning. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to shut the camera off. I'm gonna have you, Kelly, hold this, and then I'll, you know, drill from the other side. Okay, I put, you know, these screws here. I mean, you know, it sticks out like a sore thumb, but it is what it is for now. So turn it on, Kelly. I didn't hear any sound. Oh! Let me get my guy. How the hell? Oh, I get it. Okay, this moves my guy, but if I were to hit this button, then I can move the sword. But then you can't move at all. Let me get my guy. This is hard to control. Kill a guy, jeez. Now I'm too close to this. Let me move this joystick over. Oh, we're missing a sound. There should be like a doo sound when you go down the hole. Oh my god, okay, we get him out. I think that's like a safe spot. Like, no one can get you when you're in there, I think. Okay, you gotta get him from the side. Now I understand. Okay, so I think it's all there except for that sound. So, let's take it back out again. Turn it off, Kelly. Remove the soundboard. Let's look at some schematics and let's see what that boo sound is. Okay, I'm at the soundboard schematic here. And luckily someone labeled all this stuff. Check it out. This says pitfall. Now on the machine, when it went to make the pitfall sound, it made a sound, okay? Which tells me that okay, the way this, I had just looked at this, so I'm just going to tell you how I understand it. Okay, this enables it. This 7406 is probably holding down this output. The sound itself is probably coming from this 555. Okay, so since we heard the sound, that means it probably tried to enable the sound, and since we heard the sound, we probably have a good amplifier. But I don't know yet, okay? I'm going to, just on a hunch, let's just replace or test this 555. I'm just going to pull out a circuit. See, I don't want to get down there with a logic probe and get my fat ass and roll around on the ground. And this circuit's so simple, let's just, on a hunch, let's test this 555. Okay, we're back to the TV set. I know what's wrong. Unfortunately, I don't have the chip. See, I took a second to look at the schematic. Now I understand how it works. Okay, this 555 is making a constant signal coming out of pin 3. It's kind of like a beep sound, okay? Now, this multi-vibrator is going brrr, okay? So the combination of beep and brrr makes that brrr sound that you hear when you fall down the hole. Well, this is stuck so I'm gonna have to get a new 74121. And believe me, I just spent like a half an hour digging through parts boards and whatever. I don't have a damn 74121 on anything. And just for giggles, I replaced the capacitor on the circuit, but it wasn't it. Yep. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to order that part. And believe me, I'm gonna order it right the hell now. And I guess let's put it back together and let's play a few games. Let's close this video up, huh? Okay, let me move the camera a little bit. Okay. All right, let's do this. Now, before we start, do you know how to control it now?
Okay. You move the sword when you push the button down.
Yeah.
And when you release it, the guy
move
moves.
the joystick around to move your guy. And when you get to where you want, hold the button and swing your sword around.
Okay.
All right. Well, you can't see. If I could just move... dang it. Whatever. They don't need to see the score. You guys don't want to see the score. Anyways. Let's climb up. 1 credit for me. 1 credit for you. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I fucked you up.
Bring it. You're in my safe zone. You can't do nothing. I'm over here. This game. It's like. See that? I was just getting warmed up, you know? This is like 2 retards with this. Oh, really?
2 for me, 1 for you. It's actually fun.
I want to see if I can. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay.
Stay still. I want to see if we can push each other. I mean, because there's 2 holes. Oh.
You ran out of time.
Oh, ran out of time.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let's. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. Okay.
All right.
Move out. I want to see if we can push each other.
Okay.
All right. Push me. Yeah. I see how it is. All right. Tickle, tickle. Come here.
I'm gonna tickle.
Ooh. Oh.
What the?
Did we touch tips? We just touched tips. Oh my.
Touched you, like your body.
Oh, and I fell down the hole.
That's the sound we're missing.
Yep. We'll get it. Whenever eBay or DigiKey comes through. You know, they should like give you more time. See, that's what the bottom is.
Every time you, yeah.
Touch your body.
No, you're not. Just the tip.
Just the tip. Heard that before, huh?
That's horrible.
I mean, I haven't heard that, not me.
No.
Oh, jeez. Strategy, like when you let go, of the button and you want to move, that's when the other person can get you.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, somehow we had like 12 lives. Right now we're on like live 4.
Ah, damn it. We're running out of time. We got.
No, I don't.
3 seconds left.
Where do you see that? No, that's how many lives, right?
No, that's countdown.
Oh, it's just counting really slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That gives us. There we go.
I see. Well, that's good enough. You guys seen it? Isn't it cool? I don't know. This is just this is a big deal for me. I really, really wanted this game. Kelly really wanted this game.
Heck yeah.
Anyways, have a good one. Please subscribe if you like this kind of crap. Have a good day.